navigating the international and electronic music scene, opportunities for DJs from the African continent, producers, artists, promoters, and festival. And I have a beautiful panel next to me with people from Amsterdam, Lagos, former London, I think, but now Lagos and Amsterdam. And we're going to talk about, what it takes as an artist, as a DJ, about identity, and about setting up club evenings. So I'd like to welcome, on my far right, Vivian Donders, artist, manager, and developer at management agency SEG, based in Amsterdam. Round of applause for Vivian, please. Next to Vivian, we have Abi Tomsi Ate, organizer of Lagos EDM Night Sweat It Out and promoter of EDM culture in Lagos, a pioneer, yes. Then we have Gideon Frempom, better known as Gideon Knight, a fabulous producer based in Amsterdam, working with a lot of artists from Nigeria and Ghana, I think, especially. Give it up for Gideon. Then we have Osmond Stewart, founder of Stew, a club night and an overall promoter of African culture since long, based in Amsterdam. Woo! And last but not least, Olga Heinz, founder of management company Unmanageable Artists, co-founder of record label Mix Mash Records, and co-founder of Next Era Publishing, based in Amsterdam as well. Give it up for Olga. Thank you, guys. Just like previous panel, I gave you a little introduction, but please introduce yourselves in like 3 lines. Who are you, what do you do, and why are you here specifically? I'll start with you, Vivian.
Okay. I'm Vivian, so I'm an artist manager and developer. I think I'm a bit of an all-rounder, so I work on like several projects with different types of artists. I also do brand partnership management for a festival in the Netherlands called Seven Fest. And that's about it, in short.
So what brought you to Lagos?
What?
What brought you to Lagos? Why are you here?
Homecoming. I love it. Yeah, I'm super happy to be here and just like to get more feeling of what you guys are doing here and get more connected.
Thank you. Abi.
Okay, hi. I'm Abi. I'm promote Sweat It Out in Lagos, so that's why I'm here. We're just here to, let people in on I guess it's slightly different because we've never really had anyone talk about the idiosyncrasies of what it is to build a good club night in Lagos. So it's kind of the same things, but slightly different because we need local intelligence. So I guess I'm here to add to the discussion.
Yeah. Thank you.
Right.
Gideon.
My name is Gideon Knight. I'm a producer from Amsterdam. And I'm here in Lagos for the homecoming event. And I came with ADE, Sech, and TVM. So I'm just here to connect with artists, connect with people working in the industry. Yes. First time in Lagos.
Hey, as a Ghanaian, yes.
That's the thing.
Osborne.
Yes. My name is Osborne. Born and raised in Amsterdam. I've been working on pushing, promoting, influencing African culture in the Netherlands for over 20 years. Whether it's in fashion with brands whether it's in music with artists in rooms with artists that So no specific title, just an all-rounder. I push club nights, I push culture. So no question in this is a strange question to me.
Thank you. Eva?
Hi everyone, and thank you for having us. My name is Olga Heinz. I've been in the electronic music industry for over 25 years. So I've seen the resurgence of EDM. I've done quite a few touring concepts, done residencies in Ibiza, in Las Vegas. I've managed Dr. Sanchez for over 12 years. Managed Late Back Luke for over 20 years. I run a publishing company, Next Era Publishing and Mix Mash Records. And I'm here in Nigeria specifically during homecoming because I think everybody's aware of the resounding force that Nigeria is as part of Afro music right now in the rest of the world. So I'm very excited to learn from promoters here, but also from artists to see what, creates this unique sound that is obviously coming from here.
Give it up for Wolfa, guys. Woo! I'm gonna get you guys awake a bit because I still we want to know who's here. So those who identify as a DJ, please make yourself seen and stand up. Do we have any DJs in the house? Oh, quite a few. Nice. Do we have any artist managers in the house? Artist managers? Yes. Do we have any people that own club nights in the house? Good standing. Quite a few. Nice. Any agents still around? Still.
You do all.
Thank you. It's always good to see who's around you, also for the connection afterwards. Like said earlier on, please, we have an hour. Make yourself known. Do stand up and ask your questions because it's nice to have a two-way conversation. Because these guys can share their experience, their knowledge, but of course we want to hear from you guys as well. But I also prepared some questions, so if there's none, I'll just take it away. And I'm kind of curious, when it comes to, if we focus on DJing, we know that it takes more than having a nice selection of music and being able to mix well. What else does it take today to be a good DJ? What makes a good DJ? Osborne, I look at you, because Osborne has a club night and he books DJs. He's based in Amsterdam, but what do you look out for in DJs?
Well, it depends on different levels, right? When we started, and we were doing we were basically looking for grassroots talent. We were looking for somebody who had a certain type of flavor or a certain type of sound that we were looking for, a certain type of vibe and energy. It's a combination of things that is not there that we're looking for. So, for example, in this space, I would look for an electronic music DJ that is different than the rest, that gives me something different. Later on, we grew and our crowd had an expectation of it. So your crowd grows and they have an expectation. So we started with, okay, who's the new talent? And then we grew and now there's expectations. And so now we look at the quality of a DJ. We look at, do you work on yourself? Is this a serious thing for you? Or is this a game for you? Are you working on your business? Are you marketing yourself? In what way are you marketing yourself? Because at the end of the day, just as much as our event is there to introduce you to new things, the artist that we book needs to sell tickets as well. Like, it's that simple. It's a business back and forth. The artist sells tickets as well. Are you working on selling tickets to whoever your crowd or your community is? So, a good artist is a full brand. You look good on IG. That was one of the conversations. You look good on IG. You look good on TikTok. Skill-wise, you're improving. You don't need to be the best, but you're improving. You're working and you're improving, and you're taking this game serious. That's the base. From a grassroots point of view, that's the base. I mean, it's on the highest level.
I think it's a difficult question to answer because, especially in EDM, for the longest time, it didn't really pay off to be a unique artist. It really just paid off to have a hit. And you were booked for, having hits rather than being a good skilled DJ or being a good track selector. There was very little reward in bringing originality, and the crowd, who was relatively new to the scene, actually also just wanted to have recognizability. Now, that was detrimental to the scene, I think, so that killed creativity. And so I think there's room right now for individuality again, but it's not necessarily immediately commercially viable yet. I still think that as an artist, the only road really is to embrace who you are and what your uniqueness is, because at the end of the day, that is what's going to give you longevity and a long career. But like I said, it's not an easy answer because the money right in front of you, the easy money, I think it's a challenge sometimes to say, I'm going to follow the true road and stick it out and do the narrow one as opposed to the highway that's speeding right now. So that's a good answer as I can give.
Baby, how does it work for you? Because you're behind a club night in EDM, which is an emerging, if I may say so, scene in Lagos. What do you look out for in the artists that you work with?
Okay, for us, it's sound. Technical skills without saying. Effective. I mean, it is so let me start. When we first started, we were a bit more kinder to lack of technical skill.
Just starting, so yeah.
I mean, like 5 years ago.
Yeah.
But now we're like, I mean, now we've gone to the level where technical skill is like, is the lowest barrier.
Uh-huh.
But then for us after that is sound. So the thing about us is that we have a particular sound, but we also have like a range of sounds that we play. And we have a contract with our crowd.
Mm-hmm.
Because Lagos is huge.
Yeah.
You can listen to anything you want to listen to in Lagos. But for us, particularly, it's not particularly underground, it's just truthful music. Like non-gimmick music. You know, electronic music now, too much of it is gimmick. So for us, we have a contract with our party goers to offer them a night that is a non-gimmick night with pure sound. Pure sound, pure selection.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be underground particularly, but just that contract, give and take. So that's what we look for in our artists, essentially. That's the first thing we look for. We are the artists that we book. We go around, I mean, not anymore particularly, but like 4 or 5 years, me and my partner there, we used to go around every night. We work 9 to 5. 3 times a week. We go to every bar. Almost every DJ we booked in this city, they never messaged us. We used to go around, we told them about what's happening. They should come through, come and check the vibe. I mean, now more messages, but essentially we wanted to find that purity that she's talking about. And the reason why I wanted to find that purity is that we were in Europe and we saw it.
Yeah.
We saw it, we're like, no, we don't want to we want to go back to the way it was like 2009. You know what I mean? So that purity, I mean, it's hard to keep it but we try. But essentially we try. If you play Afro House, we want like that pure sound. If you play minimal, we want that pure. If you play techno, we want that. So that's what we try to keep when we're looking for DJs. That's the first thing.
How do you know as an artist that you are on that pure sound and not on anything else?
Also, I mean, we have a team of ravers that are retired now. So nobody believes us, but we have a team of. I was that guy in front. Like
That's exactly the thing. It's like if you have your own community that's coming there without necessarily knowing what's happening, they're just coming there to come together. Is where you meet your friends, is where you hang out, and where you experience the music. And that is what house music used to be all about.
yes.
Right? So, and that's one of the most interesting things that you guys have here right now. You really have to cherish that, because people will come to that, to be part of that and experience that. The whole new generation of EDM kids came in, jumped in, but they don't have that history. You're building that history here right now.
First of all, you built a club night or concept, maybe I'd say, in Amsterdam. Do you only focus on sound as well? But you're not in EDM. You are more in Afro beats, Afro house, or Afro in a broader sense, if I may say so.
So we've been able to give ourselves the space to be very fluid in that. We definitely were the first to introduce Amapiano in, I would say, the largest part of Europe. We were the first to book major league DJs, Kabza the Small. So we were the first to take that risk in introducing a slower sound of music to a large audience, and it paid off well, obviously, if you look around. What was your question?
If you, like Ibi said, he focused on sounds. If I asked him, like, what do you look at if you want to book people? And he said sound.
Yeah.
Is it the same for you, sound? The one thing you look at, or do you look at other stuff as well, since you're in a different genre and also in a different location?
Oh no, 100%. Like for the purists, for the people who love music, I think for us who sit here, sound is key. And you know that when there's a DJ, you're there when you're front and center, and the DJ is playing and he's playing the music and the music is talking to you. I think everybody hopefully has had that feeling. You're there and the DJ is playing songs you don't know, and he's playing them in a way that is just talking to you in a different way. You just forget yourself. You're just there. You're like, is this boy or this girl, are they doing what they're doing right now? Like, am I seeing this right? Like, am I hearing this right? Like, you feel that. You feel that. And that talent is all over. It's I'll diverge and say it's tough to find because, like Olga said, it's maybe difficult because some DJs choose to do, you know what, let me go and play all the hits that are in right now because that's why I'm gonna get booked. But when you find that community and you find those DJs that are just playing because I just found this latest deep house hits and a song and it's really talking to me and I'm gonna give it to the people like it came to me. Yeah, those are the people you need to look for, and that's for me what you want to be doing.
Gideon, how does that work for you? Because you are the guy in the studio.
Yeah.
You're the guy we don't see. How did you present? Because you've worked with the biggest names in the industry. If you check his Instagram, Gideon Knight, whatever artist you can think of, he's in the studio with them. You happen in the studio with them.
Yeah.
How did you become where you are today as a producer?
I would say a lot of it is, of course, time. It takes a lot of time to do your craft and to get good at it. So in the first place, I put a lot of time in it. I still do, and it's not by chance. It's not by luck. You know, it's just by hard work, and at that same time, connecting with the right people. And of course, I mean, people will hear this a lot. Connecting with the right people. What does that mean? How do you do that? But I feel like I've never been someone who was chasing big artists when I started. So my how I did it was I used to work with people and build up. And at some point, when you work with people, work with artists, build up, at some point you'll be seen by other artists, by other managers, and that's when they will come. So I took another strategy in that, and I still do. Don't chase a big artist like, oh yeah, I want to work with you. I just let it be organic. So just put in the work and see whatever comes on your path. But at the same time, you need to be in the field. And what I mean by being in the field is you need to put yourself out there. And I know my own strategy at doing that is not like by forcing it, but by letting people know you're there, by doing sessions, by showing people what you can do. And if you do that, at least how I perceived it, is doors will open. Was when sometimes you're too focused on the end goal, but there are so many routes by getting there. So if you're focusing on the end goal, like I want to work with a certain artist, and that's your only focus, and you're not looking around, you might miss a lot, because there's a lot of talent, a lot of people who can even help you achieve your goal. So I would say, like, instead of taking maybe a direct route, try and see like alternative routes through other people, through other artists, through other labels, and just build up from the bottom.
You said something interesting. Sorry, you said make yourself known, not pushy, but make yourself known a bit.
Oh yeah. Okay.
How did you do that? How did you make yourself known as a producer without putting it so much in the face?
Yeah, like what you said at the beginning. Like normally people see producers as the person behind the desk and not seen. I always made myself seen. So
that's why you dress up like this, right?
No, I tried, but the thing is, of course, there are different type of producers. Producers who like to be at the background, and producers who are like at the foreground. So my thing was, I never wanted to be a producer who is like fully background and not seen. I like to introduce myself, let people know the person behind the music as well. I think that's most important thing also, like a producer, because there's so much competition. So you have to market yourself in a way that people will remind you, like using a tag. I mean, we're all familiar with that, but it's also like people actually knowing you in person, knowing your personality. And I think when people also fall in love with that, that's more than just being a producer and producing for artists. Because I feel like there's a lot of people who can do the same thing. So how are you going to differentiate yourself from that?
Thank you. Once again, if there's any questions, please make yourself seen. If not, I'll just continue. Vivian, you work with artists. You also work with artists who go internationally. Music preferences might change in different contexts. What do you look at if you scout talent? Do you focus first on this one would work? Maybe you're based in the Netherlands. In the Netherlands, or do you, like, what is it? How do you select your talent that you work with?
For now, I mostly focus, like, for my own business for local talents. Mm-hmm. And a major thing, obviously, is a unique sound, but also presence, like branding, a profile, a fan base, like how they interact, how they present themselves. Also, stage presence, I think, is a very important factor when it comes to like either being a DJ or a live artist. And I think that's like the main things I am looking for when I try and scout talent. Yeah.
If you talk about presence, if there's artists here in the room and DJs, what do you check and how do you check?
What?
You said presence. Is,
Yeah.
What do you pay attention to? If you give like a breakdown of this is what I'll definitely check.
I feel like also styling, how you style yourself plays a big role, but also the way you communicate with fans, with your team. That's all like a major thing that influences like the whole package, you know? Yeah.
And how would one find this, her or their identity as a producer, a DJ, or an artist? Because that's the one thing. Like we talk about styling, we talk making yourself seen, being unique, having a unique sound. How do you find that?
I feel like when it comes to making music, it's just like spending a lot of hours in the studio and just making what I tell artists that are like working on creating their sounds or like creating an EP or an album. I'll tell them like you have to make about 100 songs to filter that out to one like sound or product, but it's just like a lot of work to get there basically. But yeah, and surround yourself by the right people, the right producers, the people you click with, the people who understand your vision or where you want to go to. That's also a major thing, I feel like. And that plays a big role also, especially now with one artist I manage. Like, it took us a while to find the right team creating her new sound, but now we kind of finally found it, and then everything falls into place.
Right.
Yeah.
Do you have also any tips for artists who are like, okay, if I'm in the club as a DJ, prime time, they do want me to play these whatever songs that you maybe do not want to play, but still you want to be prime time. How do you find as a DJ or as an artist your identity or your lane?
Referencing what Gideon Knight said, I mean, there's so many DJs who would approach me. They've released one record. They've maybe played their uncle's birthday party and they want to know how to play ultra main stage. That's the end goal. There's a lot of other goals in between. And if you just focus on playing Tomorrowland or Ultra and you're just looking then at what everybody else is doing, by the time that maybe you're at that level, it's not about Ultra or Tomorrowland anymore. You have to just find your own journey, and in terms of finding your own profile, your own style, look at yourself. What is the thing that makes you happy? What is the thing that when you make it, you look at it and go, this is the best thing I've ever made. And I don't care what everybody else says about it. This is the thing. And then you're going to find other people who are going to love it as much as you do. And they're going to connect with you over your true passion with that. And that's how you're going to build your community. Building your own community, those are the people who are going to buy tickets to see you, buy the t-shirt that you're going to sell them, going to want to listen to the story that you're telling them. Ultimately, that's what a promoter wants. If that profile that you now have and that fan base gels with the community they are trying to approach to, that means you're going to help them sell tickets. So it is very much about staying true to yourself in my mind.
Yeah.
I think I can elaborate on that as well, because the thing is, I just wanted to say that before you can know yourself, like it starts by knowing yourself, by identifying who you are as a person. And I can speak of myself, like in the beginning, you'll be like seeing maybe your idols, people you look up to, and you'll be just hopping from thing to thing. Like you see maybe your idol producer, your idol artist, you'll be like, oh, he wears yellow, I need to wear yellow as well. But the thing is, at least for myself, like when I started out, I thought like, okay, I like dark colors, I like dark clothing, but I felt like, okay, maybe I need to be more colorful, but that's not me, that's not my identity. So you would just be forcing it and you would see that the outcome is not like you want. So I would just say stick to yourself. And it also takes a lot of experimenting. I mean, it's not like no one other day that you'll feel like, okay, this is it. But if you experience a lot with a lot of things, at some point you feel like, okay, I feel comfortable with this. And if you see like even your fans or people reacting to it, then you see like, okay, that's the way for me, and take that on further.
Thank
you. What I want to say.
There was a question here from Ro. Please tell us your name, make yourself seen, and ask your question.
Okay, my name is Sons of Ubuntu. I'm AB's partner.
Yes.
And I've got a question for Olga, Vivian, and Oscar. So I've listened to what you all have said. Create your identity, stay true, be patient, put in the work, find your community. Now, I do all of that. I've got my community. Now I begin to get your attention. In my experience and my observation, what I say is, you then take me either as a promoter or as a manager, and I now have to I need to fall into your own plan, into your own template. And then I begin to lose myself. So two things happen. You come on as an artist manager and you tell me you have to be this. You need to be clean cut. You have to be worshipped, just for example. You understand? But I don't care about that. So, and if I want to do so for me to grow, I need you. That's what the narrative is saying to me. And for me to work with you, you've got rules. That means I'm beginning to lose my identity. That is one. Two, in my experience, in finding your community, you also carry on the risk of losing yourself, because I start producing what's in my head, and then people like it, and then I begin to feed off that adoration, and every single time I want to create, I think about them as well. So eventually you've got the artist, the creator, who he reaches as he's heading towards success, he starts to look at himself and says, this is not where I am. Like, how did I become this person? So for Olga, who's been there for years, I'm sure you would have seen this with artists, and also as someone who manages artists or the journey. I don't want to lose myself, but at the same time, I want to do good work. I want to be recognized for my work.
So surround yourself with the people who will tell you that you're becoming an asshole if you are, and check you at those pivotal moments to help you stay grounded and true to yourself, because it will be difficult. One of the, crucial changes in EDM was when big money became involved. We used to be very collaborative community, and everybody was helping each other come true, sharing opportunities, because we were all kind of part of the same community, even if there were different musical genres. Techno guys, house guys, trance guys, we're all high-fiving each other on the way to the top, until you get that first €100,000 offer, and it's between you and the other guy. Now it's like, get out of my life. And that was never what it was about. And it's a really difficult challenge, because the answer isn't necessarily forget about the $100,000 offer, right? But you have to tease and please. How do you appeal to a bigger community without that community polluting the core community, right? You don't want people who are just coming to looky-look. You want people who are going to participate in what you're doing. So it will grow and continue. You are the guardian of your own concept. And that goes for a promoter, that goes for an artist, and you have to be open on the one hand for change, because that's what dance music is, right? Ever changing, ever evolving, but constantly check yourself. Is this still true to what I'm trying to be? What you've described is the core challenge, and recognizing it is part of dealing with the challenge. By saying we know that this is there, you're acknowledging it, and it means that you're allowing for people to go, hey, didn't you say we weren't going to be doing this? Okay, we are doing it because such and such, but we're going to go back and give back to the community, or have this, side thing going on, and etc. And then it's fine.
I fully agree, and to what Olga says, and especially the first part where she says, is surrounding yourself with the right people. So your network and your infrastructure to your business needs to be the right people that will tell you, first of all, we're changing, you're an asshole, but that are close to you. So if you do not want to change, you should be open to change. But if you feel that you want to stay in a certain lane, you need to find people that are according to that lane. You need to, when you come to Europe, you're working with the people that are falling in there, that are within that space that you're working in. You can't then go to, I don't know, Ultra Music, Ibiza, Las Vegas, and then expect to do what you're doing here, there, because that's not their business. That's then not the people you should be working with. Your infrastructure should be the people that complement your culture, your community, your sound, everything that you represent. Those people are there around the world. And I think the goal is, thank God for the internet, because the goal is connecting communities worldwide. It's not just now, I need the gatekeeper, I need this gatekeeper, I need that keeper. You can connect with communities worldwide. You can find that Nigerian guy in China who is playing Afro house or Afro tech and giving you that sound. That's the guy you need over there. Then you go to India, you find that Indian Nigerian guy who is doing Indian Afro house over there. You find him as well. Like, that's how you create this community, and that's how you grow, increasing numbers, increasing culture as well. So that is from my perspective. And obviously, it might not be me, it might not be her, it might not be any of us, but there's somebody out there who is like-minded as you.
Yeah.
Who you need to be talking to.
So you said find those people. How do you find them?
From my privileged experience, I go online. I look for the communities that look close to me. I look for...
Where do you look online?
Flipping Instagram and TikTok. I mean, I wish I had a code for you or something, but I don't. It's Instagram, it's TikTok, and it's not mindlessly scrolling because whatever reason. No. I mean, a month ago, I unfollowed like 200 people because my timeline was full of music, and it was driving me crazy because as soon as I opened, it was this DJ, it was that DJ, this event, that promoted this. It was just driving me crazy. But a couple of months prior, I was looking for inspiration. I was looking for, okay, what is that next level? What does it look like? So just followed up a couple of hundred people, and I went crazy, pumped myself full of information, which I don't advise, by the way, because you will go crazy. You will eat yourself up for no reason. But I did that, and then a couple of months later, I deleted half of them to go back to my core self in what inspires me, who inspires me, and what do I want to do. So that's kind of how I go back and forth with myself and challenging myself and finding who do I want to work with, what am I mimicking, for example, what am I inspiring myself with, etc., etc.
Another question in back.
Okay, good evening, everybody. Okay, so from the recent news that favored Africa from the collaboration, is it Maven had that was everywhere in the news with, is it Sony or what? Or I don't know. The one Don Jazzy had that he signed for 80 million. Okay, so I want to ask, Homecoming is in Lagos for now. I think this is the first time Homecoming is happening. Am I right? Sorry?
No.
Okay, this is not the first.
This is the...
Okay, so this is the first I heard about. The question I want to have is that how likely is it that this will be sustained? Because we have people from various continents in this room right now, and there's a lot of information that we're hearing firsthand right now. How likely is it that after you guys are left, that we're going to be having this stuff? Because, okay, I represent a lot of people. I came from a very far distance to be here, and I'm glad I'm here. But I'm thinking that should this forum just end here? Because this is not the cost, if I'm right. What's the plan for this kind of conversations to spread out? That's my question.
I mean, if I may answer, I mean, we're here now. That's where That's where it doesn't even start here, because homecoming has been here for a minute. If you look in the back, the organizer of homecoming, Grace, is over there. That's the founder of homecoming over there. And she's been doing this for a couple of years. Grace, I might be wrong on your bio, but I'll try. But she comes from the UK, and she brought this here. And she didn't just bring fancy stickers and a couple of people from Amsterdam. She's been doing this. She's been connecting with Nigerians in Nigeria. She's been connecting with brands from the US, Nike, etc., to come here. So this is not even about this. Is this going to sustain? This is already here to stay. So now it's also up to all of us to keep on finding and keep on having this conversation. I mean, bother everybody you can find, and you get all the little details, the micro details in every conversation you're hearing. Like, obviously we're having a general conversation now, but there's certain micro details that everybody is giving you that you take away, and you go back home and you grind and you grind. And I'm going to tell you firsthand, this is not going to take you, it's not going to take you a year and then all of a sudden you're a great DJ or you're a great manager. Probably next year you're going to have your mental breakdown. I don't want to do this anymore. I'm tired. Nobody is seeing me. The money is not coming. Year 2, they're not paying me anything. Everybody wants me. They're not paying me. Year 3, I can't even pay lights. I can't pay food. Year 4, 5, 6, 7. All of a sudden, in year 7, you're talking about, that 1 million naira, that 5 million naira, I don't want it. There's nothing to me. In Europe, they want me for 100 million naira. It's time. It's a process. And you keep on keeping on. That's the real story. You keep on keeping on, finding the information online, wherever. And that's the honest truth, man. Whatever you do, you just keep on keeping on. 10 years, 15 years, 20 years. She's been in it for 25 years, 20 years. Gideon, how long have you been producing?
More than 10 years, bro.
More than 10 years. And at least, I'm not a millionaire in euros.
Yet.
Euros.
I think it's also a nice one for AB to add on, because you are building, it's a different genre, you're building an EDM concept, you're pioneering, but you're here, you've been featured, you're growing. How do you make sure, like, if you bring it back to your concept, how do you make sure that a concept like yours is growing and flourishing? What are the challenges that you have, and how do you make sure you're still alive?
Okay, thanks. So fair enough, the actual and like sweating out is adding to the conversation, an ongoing conversation. The first night is my boy there, Ronnie, Element House, Spectrum.
Yeah.
So these are actually our original, like, so it's essentially it's an ongoing conversation, and it's about building market infrastructure. Yeah. I know how capitalist that sounds, but let's just slow down.
It's about money anyway.
No, that's what I'm saying. Let's just, because market infrastructure doesn't mean it's capitalist. Everything that needs to grow needs structure. It needs infrastructure. It needs people that. It needs everybody in the same spectrum. Yeah. It needs the people. It needs the creatives, which is where the soul of it is. Most of it, you get. Then it also needs like market organizers. It needs different parts of it. It needs infrastructure. It needs investments. It needs the infrastructures like agents, artists. So for instance, before in Nigeria, yeah, there was only one night. Yeah, 8 years, 9 years, one night. But now there's like 16 nights. Mm-hmm. And the reason why is because of different people were putting different things in the same pot. And then you were seeing different creativity spawn out. Afro house, now minimal tech house. Like Romanians messaging us, like we have so many bookings. Like, so people, dude, some nights I was crying. I was like, you wouldn't believe this guy was in front of us. It's impossible 5 years ago. Now so it's about building market infrastructure. When you build a market infrastructure, then people can come and plug into that market infrastructure and they can grow. So it's about, essentially, no matter how you look at it, it's about sustainability and like creating value. Because if you don't actually create real value, then the thing can keep on rolling. It's a gimmick. Mm-hmm. It's like, you understand what I mean? You need, the artists need to be paid. You need to think about how the artists are going to be paid. The lights guy, the guy that is doing sound, everybody, the shops that produce the music, the record labels, everybody needs to. It's a secular income. It's a secular economy. You understand what I mean? So like, if you think about it, like 5 years ago, the amount of Nigerian young DJs is impossible. Dude, I don't know up to 5 people that come to my night, and it's 500 people. And before it was just my friends at the back when jumping. You understand what I'm saying? So like, that's the way it should be. Everybody's adding something into the conversation, and then it's growing. So don't worry, by next year we'll still be here. Like, you get what I mean? And it's also about collaborating. Like now we're homecoming, we're related. Like, everybody, you can't be, see, by my natural, like, if I was 22, I'm not, like, no, if I'm not playing this thing, I'm not doing it. But when you get older, I realize it doesn't, when everybody's coming together, there's something that everybody's picking from something that is making it grow. Everybody's bringing in their different, and it's just spread. Because one thing, beautiful thing about electronic music is that electronic music and maybe finance are two things that are actually truly global. You understand? Like, it actually has no borders. You get? Yeah. Like, so many people that we met on this journey that we're on, we met them on Instagram. It's crazy.
Instagram?
I don't even have Instagram, but like, the party has Instagram. Yeah. And like, we met a lot of people on like, even Nigerian artists, like we meet most people on just like, hey, what's up? Are you guys really doing that shit? Or it's like, is it just Instagram? I know, bro, it's happening, man. Like, the next thing you know, opportunities come up. So it's just about creating that structure, but you have to focus on your local. Because I want to say one more thing, sorry, I'm there. Like, I always say everything to every young DJ that is complaining. I'm like, see here, like, I don't really care about, we don't really care about the word blow, but people do care about it. You cannot blow without having your local audience.
Yeah.
People think Black Coffee came from nowhere. Black Coffee was in God where it was before. You know what I mean? Before, like, it's impossible for, if they don't love you in your local city, you understand what I mean? You can't go outside. So you have to start from that, giving the local, because like Nigeria is changing. Before, you only used to do stuff during December. Now we have April. But to me, I've been here for 9 years. And I used to say, what about us now? They were not in London. Are we not human beings? But now there's something every week for someone that is here.
But Abby, would you not say that sometimes the reverse is also true? Like your local community doesn't support you and then you become big abroad. Now suddenly they embrace you because, you know, America says you're great.
Yeah.
That's also true though.
Yeah, but it happens. But it's tough to happen. It's an anomaly. You understand what I mean? And those people, you always find out they're always trying to overcompensate. But the most important thing, I think, is to grow in whatever local. You don't have to be from there. You understand what I mean? Because there's a lot of DJs that I love that are actually not Nigerian that I know I say. But they'll say they're not. You understand what I mean? So the importance is like, just every Saturday you try, every Sunday you're on, just try to give something back. And then it's just like, spreads around.
Can I ask the question, how many people here are like really into like electronic music? And I'm talking about tech house, I'm talking about deep house, I'm talking about Afro house, Afro tech.
I love sleeping up is like,
you know, like I look at you like gold, like it's like you said, this is a market that is truly global. And sometimes when we communicate it to our people, they just think, oh, that's the white people music. Not knowing that like there is like so much talent, producers, DJs, there's so much from our local market here. There's like so much African house producers. It's insane. Like I have playlists full of guys from whether it's South Africa, whether it's from Nigeria, whether it's like I have so much of them. But the infrastructure and the market, like you're saying, we need to build it, we need to grow it and flourish it. But there's so much potential in that because, I mean, I might be wrong, but I think that is one of the things that can just be taken from here and be placed on a infrastructure in whether in Europe or in the US for electronic music and keep on keeping going. Am I right, Olga? Am I right? I mean, Black Coffee took his sound from where he was, put it on the infrastructure, the international infrastructure, and like one of the biggest DJs we have right now and being copied by a lot of people. But I feel like it's something that is so global and so big. And the infrastructure is there worldwide. Right. So there's yeah.
Wait, we have one more question before we round up. Let's wait. Oh, Sudan.
She left.
Hi, my name is Bad Girl Bob. I'm a DJ. I have like 2 questions. So the first one was when you guys were all talking about what you look for in artists and DJs, quite a number of you said people or implied you're looking for people who kind of already have their branding together, already have like a presence, already have like all of these things going on. And I guess my first question is, don't you run a risk of just curating a popularity contest when it comes to the people you then select? The second question is, can you talk a little bit about breaking into a new city when you already established like some kind of base or some kind of presence in one place?
Yes, maybe. We have, due to time, let's try to keep it short, because after the conversation there's a mixer where there's like endless time to drink, talk, and link up. Good.
Hello? Yeah. So, I mean, like, it's different like genres, the genres here, but like essentially for, I won't speak for the full electronic music scene, like, but it's not a popularity content. You don't even have to have Instagram. I'm talking now, if you want to play for us. Essentially, it's just standard worldwide. I think it's been around for 20 years. You tell us what you play on, preferably Pioneer, CDJ, XDJ. You said you're mixing. If the mix aligns with what we want to play, usually we give you an opening slot when there's a free time, 3 hours. That's the way club electronic music booking it. There's no artist can be bigger than the night. It's like that. We can't even let it happen. You understand what I mean? Like, no artist is bigger than the night. No artist is bigger than the movement. So it depends on what everyone is trying to do. Regardless of who is playing, we're still going to sell the same amount. Regardless of if it's Yaya coming from Italy or if it's me and Ejiro, we still sell the same amount of tickets. It doesn't really improve. So we don't really care about who we're booking. You know what I mean? But what we care about is the sound. That's what we said. We care about like the actual sound. So if your sound is good, you play well, you mix well, we'll put you on the line of like this year. You see, if you follow us, like you see the artists change usually all the time. So for us anyway, but I mean, different people are pushing different things. You get what I mean? So that's
The second question, how do you make it internationally?
So what I see happening a lot is it can be as simple as looking for every party you wish to play for, sending them a DM or sending them an email with your profile. We get emails, we get DMs every other day with DJs presenting themselves. I even have my friends presenting themselves to me via the business Instagram. I'm like, but that's what it takes. A good manager could help at some point, but it starts with being able to present yourself and showing yourself to all these international brands. And the reason I want to tap into it, but the reason why we say yes, you need all these stuff for us to see you is also because if you're taking this serious, we're taking this serious. Like, and you need to take it as serious as well. So you need to, at some point, your Instagram needs to be on point. Your skill set needs to be on point. You need something unique. I'm talking, if you really want to push through, come through, like it's a business. It's a 360 business, and that's the way you need to treat it. It's a business. It starts from your creativity. It starts from your love and your passion. You amplify it, and you create the business around it. But you need to take all these things serious because, there's TikTok. If I don't see you, I see her. If I still see her, I'll see him. If I don't see him, so you need to make sure you stand out. And that's not up to me. It's up to me to find you, but it's up to you to show yourself as well. So,
on that note, thank you, panelists. We're going to show ourselves to each other in a minute. Thank you, Vivian, from my far right. Thank you, Adi. Thank you, Gideon. Thank you, Osborne. Thank you, Olga. And thank you all for coming. Yeah.